Okay, good morning. The Art of Positivity. I said I'd be back in this, so here we are. Um, let's see. We had worked on the purple and we'd worked on the yellow. If you missed it, just go back one video or back, whichever way it is. Anyway, um, I did blend and blend and blend on this, and I finally got it to where I was like, okay, I can deal with that. So now I want to move on, and we're going to be working in, let's see, I think what I'm going to do is this umbrella area in these colors right here. I am in the Artesia pencils, and I've rubbed off most of the names and color names, but I'm using 73, 52, and 34. So it's like a peachy color, then an orangey color, and then I think this one's actually called blood orange, but it's an orangey red. So we'll see how these work and we'll adjust as we need to. Now, one reason I am doing this area in such a light color, anytime that you are going to color over the top of words, you want to be sure that you can still read through said color. All right? Hence using this lighter color that I'm using. I wanted to actually do this umbrella in a blue, and then the more I thought about it, I was like, it's going to have to be a really, really light blue to be able to not fight with the black lettering underneath. So that's just something to think about anytime you're coloring like this. Just remember, what am I coloring over? What do I need to be able to see through those pencils? In this case, it's when life gives you. I had to let that show through the color of the pencil. All right, so I would take this pencil and just keep going, go all the way around here. Now, because of time, I'm not going to do that. Then go to the second pencil, go from the outside in, getting lighter as we come in, and then anywhere where there's a little V, that's what I'm not going to color in yet. Okay? I am going to come back in with that third color and hit those V spots. And we've done that before where we've done V's a little bit darker. And I can go around the flowers. And it's up to you what all you go around. You could go around this flower too and then just hit the little V's. You could go around just the outside. You could go around the lettering. That is totally an up to you thing. So right now I've chosen just to go around the outside and the flowers that are on that outside. So then changing to my third color, I'm going to come in and get these V's and then fade out quickly. Just get those V's and then fade out. That is just going to give that little extra pump of depth. Okay, I'm not going for a lot, just that bit and then fade. You know, if your pencils don't always blend for you right away on the first pass, come back in with the lightest shade that you've used and do some blending. So see, I've got that. Now I'm going to come back in with the first color that I had grabbed and just going to blend. Just going to blend the hound out of this. And you can see how that's getting there. And there we go. Like I said, I would do that across the entire top area. Now, if you are coloring along, this is a spot where you can pause and go ahead and do the rest of it. Okay? But you can see how nicely that's looking. Excuse me, still have some of that COVID cough. So there's those pencils. Now I'm going to come in and I'm going to look at my greens. The greens I have picked are, let's see, I've got different sets here. What have I got going on? All right, not sure. My pencils have somehow blended together or gotten mixed up. So let's go back here and look. So let's see, another good reason for making your swatches. I picked, did I pick that one? Okay, I've got matcha, and moss. Okay, I think I remember what I did. And then I pulled two different browns. Yeah, I did. I pulled camel and I pulled cocoa. One of those is going to be added to the green if I need it. And I think I'm going to need the cocoa. So we'll see. So those pencil numbers are 6, 29, and 36. I am going to go ahead and blow this up since I'm right here. And we're just going to work on one little section of leaves. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to start here, come around the outside, the lighter shade, come over here. Now, see how this one is tucked underneath? So if I'm going to use a second green that's darker for this edge, I've got to make sure the first green comes all the way down so that they don't blend together. Does that make sense? If I use green number 2 along here and here, there's going to be no separation. So I've got to make sure that I use the first green down far enough that there's going to be separation when I get over to that other side. And I believe what I'm going to do is where the vein line is, I believe I'm going to use a gel pen. I'm going to see if I don't have one that's more of a mossy green, because I think that would just add a little oomph to the page. So again, on this one, same thing. And this paper is accepting these pencils fairly nicely. But then I like most pencils. You know, I used my Crayola pencils for a long time. I don't use my polychromos as much anymore. And I don't use my, oh, what's the other expensive one that everybody likes? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's on the end of my tongue and I just can't think of it. Prismacolors, yes. I don't use those as much anymore either. So, I don't know, just a me thing. I think it's because, now this is color number 2. I think it's because I have gotten used to using other pencils and experimenting and making myself learn to use them. So if you can learn to use the cheap ones, you can pretty well learn to use any of them. Now I'm doing one pass through, or two or three, whatever, along these little V's, but I am going to come back in a little bit with that cocoa just to tuck a little bit of dark down in there. And that's also how I'm going to separate this right here from this, is with that little bit of cocoa tucked down in there. So when you're using brown over another color, go ahead and put your base color on there a little bit, but make sure you leave some tooth in that paper so that it will still accept the other color. But by putting the other color underneath, it's going to still make it look on the green side instead of just looking brown. And I'll show you what I mean in a minute. Yeah, just fading out as I come up, blending that into the other color. Yeah, leaves are one of the easiest things you can do. So if you're just starting out coloring, I would suggest getting a floral book if you like flowers at all. Or get something by Jane Madey, because the pictures are fairly simple and they don't take forever to color and you won't get bored with them. That's just my personal view. Okay, now I'm on that brown. See how that's deepening that up? But it's not looking brown because that green is underneath it. But yet it is looking more and more like it's tucked back underneath each section. So, yeah, it's, let's see, it's Tuesday night here, so you'll see this Wednesday morning. I was going to do this earlier, and we ended up getting to keep our granddaughter today. She's a little bit yucky-nosed, but a lot of the teachers and possibly other kids are being sick too, so it was just easier to keep her out. And we'll have her again on Friday. Her other grandparents have her Wednesday and Thursday. Doing what we can to keep the sickies to a minimum. Hopefully y'all are too. I know we keep saying in a year it'll be behind us, but who knows? I make no predictions on that anymore. I just know I have face masks and I know how to wear them. All right, so next I'm going to go to these little droplets. So let me just move a little bit. There's some droplets and a puddle of water. Now, we all know water's not really blue. It's clear. But usually we do water blue. So I'm going to stick with that. But other options. If you have one of those iridescent glittery gel pens, what a fantastic place to use it on the water droplets. For that matter, you could even do the blue like this and then come back. Yes, thank you for asking. This was Periwinkle, number 68. And then Blueberry, number 70. So any two blues that go together. So what I was saying was you could even do these in this blue and then come back and do the clear glitter over the top. I do not have any. I want to say, I've heard people say sparklets or something like that is some clear glitter. that works really well. Some sort of paint. So, and I think it comes on all colors too. The other thing you could use, do I have it right here? You know, I think of things and it's like I never have it right where I need it. I do have this right here. Okay. This one is not open. I have one somewhere that's open. This is Papier Paints Glass Finish Clear. So when you put this on something, and I'm assuming this is still good, it's an old bottle. I'm going to lay it there for a minute so you can write that down if you're interested. But you can actually put that on, and when it dries, it looks like glass. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open this. I don't know where my opened one is. Oh, yes, I do. It's hanging right here. It was hanging on a hook. There it is. So I'm not going to use it just yet. I'm shaking it up. You see me on the corner? All right, I'm going to just set it upside down like this. Let it sit there. And then at the end, I'll come in and put some right over the top of that. And then if I can remember when we come back next time, I'll show you what it dried like. Okay, when I'm doing a water puddle, I'm going to streak it. So I'm pretending that this ring around and this in the middle is the puddle. Go in just a touch. See, when I stand and lean over, it's better for y'all, I think. Kills my back, but better for y'all. Until I get some sort of a setup on my camera where I can sit and then look through the camera. But I do not have that kind of setup. So what I'm going to do is this area is going to be darker, and then around here, here, and again on this side. So let me just get this filled in pretty quickly, because you know me, I'll go in later and get all the tooth marks out. The tooth marks, you know, where the white is. Yeah. So anyway, then the darker color, I'm going really light here. Very, very light. And then I can go darker over here at the edge. And then lighter as I come in. And then I can scrunch down. Do you see how I scrunch down that pencil? I was like this, and I really just scrunch down on it so I can get in here for really good control. There we go. And then I backed up a little because I don't want to get heavy-handed with it. I just want to be able to blend that out a bit. Blend it, blend it. Okay, same thing around here. And scrunch up and really get in there. Get this dark all the way around. I haven't decided on the galoshes yet. I'm thinking I'm going to do them yellow, but then I thought, wait a minute, maybe I should do it to match the umbrella, like a matched little set. So I imagine that's what I'll end up doing, is some sort of matched set. So I know a page that I thought I would be done with in one viewing, and it's taking me like 2, maybe 3. That's all right. Like I always say, it's not a race. It's to learn, to enjoy, to have fun. That's what I'm here for. That's where I want to lead you. That's what I want to teach. So, there we go. Coming on through here. I did try the scorch pen, My daughter-in-law said she did get the one off of Amazon. And I actually had to order a heat gun, and the cheapest one was on Amazon. Yeah, it got sent back today because it said that it was normal for it to smoke out the front from the, just all the oil and the liquid, the buildup from when they packaged it and all that. They said it would do it for 5 to 8 minutes. Okay. Well, I had totally used it 2 times for like 5 or 10 minutes each, and it was smoking out the back side. There were no directions as to what all the nozzles and screwdriver and different things were for. None at all. And I thought, you know what? It's making the smoke alarms in the house go off. I don't need this. So I sent it back. I go to see my sister on Thursdays and help her out. And I really think what I'm going to do is ask her if she has an extra heat gun and just borrow it. I'm just going to borrow it for a bit. So we'll see. I will still get to that video. I just decided I want to make all across the front light because it's closer to you. And then I come in here and just blend away. Blend, blend, blend. Lighter color. Now on the blue, if I wanted darker, I would probably go ahead and go to black. Yeah, I don't do that often, but I probably would. So there's that. All right, 21 minutes. Let's go ahead and get started on these flowers. And then when we come back next time, we'll finish the rest of the page. Okay. So, wait a sec. Do I want to do this yet? Yeah. So what I'm going to do is around the outside is going to be number 26. And it's called Peony. And I'm just going to do this on all of them. Now, there is one thing I will watch just a bit. See how this line curves around and this one stops? That means this one's on top. So this gets colored down the side. This one's on top, gets colored down the side. This one is more on top. This one, I think, is a little more on top. It almost looks like the ones on this side are on top. Now on this one, these are both on top. See that? So I've got to make sure both sides are colored. Okay, and then here. Okay, then coming back with this color, which is 81, and it's called Plum. Now, this is no more purple than the Man in the Moon, but it says Plum, so we're like, okay. So because this one is underneath, it gets dark on this side. This is underneath. This is underneath. So if the line continues, whichever way it goes, the other one is underneath. Comes this way and goes around, so this one is underneath. Just stop and examine, see which ones. This one, both sides appear to be on top, so I'm going to do just a little bit in the middle. This comes this way, so this one is underneath. Yeah, just take some time looking to see what's on top and what's underneath. Then use your lightest. come through and blend it all out. Okay, I am not going to be making the next coloring page video tomorrow. So if you need to see how any of the other flowers are done, you need to let me know in the comments right away. All right, now see here, this is all on top, but do you see how there's a V down here where it goes down inside? So that's where my darker color is going to be. This back here, do you see how I left all that? Now, coming back with the darker, I'm going to do that down in there. And then down here through where this V is. And if I end up coloring this whole area up here, I'm okay with that too. Next question. Is this a leaf that goes with this, or is it a petal? Because of the way it's circled right there, I'm calling it a petal. So my lightest. Now, what's in the V? What's tucked behind? That's a V. And then right here is tucked behind. All of this gets it because it's tucked behind this. And then this gets it because that's where the little flip is. Okay, now let's look at doing these. I wanted to do those last thing. We'll see if this is still any good or if it's a nasty mess. Pull something out of the trash. Okay, it is working. Now, I'm going to have to turn this light on. I hope it doesn't glare for you, but I do need it for me. So, all right. I'm going to come in here, and I'm just barely squeezing. Do the rounded tip, and then lift as I come out. This does not just collapse and run. It pretty well stays in that shape. Okay, so I'm just going to do those, and then I know I have to walk away so I don't smear it. All right, so when we come back next time, I'm going to leave this bottle out, and that will remind me. Yeah, and see, it's got a little bit of yellowed area on that bottle, so it is getting old. But we're just going to leave that, let it dry, and see how it does. So you'll be watching this on Wednesday, and then when you come back on Saturday, hopefully I will have finished my umbrella, and you can go ahead and do all your water droplets along with the splash ones, and then your leaves. And I will look to see if you want any more flowers done before I attack those. All right? Okay, so I'll see you in a few days. Have a good one. Thanks for watching, for following, for subscribing, all that cool stuff. All right, bye-bye.